This is breaking news from RTV6, working for you.
Breaking news to begin this midday as we move closer to the beginning of the school year in the middle of this COVID-19 pandemic. One school district is now saying it will not bring students back to the classroom just yet. Today, Washington Township Schools became the first school in the district here in central Indiana to announce that they would not hold in-person classes when the school year begins on July 30th. Students in the district will instead start the year with virtual learning at home. You may recall Washington Township Schools lost a staff member to COVID-19 when Paul Logan, the athletic director at North Central High School, died back in April. Washington Township Schools issued a long statement outlining the reason for this decision. The school district says, quote, "It is in the best interests of Washington Township's over 11,000 students, our faculty, staff, and administration, and the families of each of these groups. The board believes that it's a decision that's the best course of action in the near term in response to what we're experiencing locally regarding the coronavirus," end quote. You can read that full statement right now with the IndyChannel.com. The president of Washington Township School Board will meet with reporters at 2 o'clock this afternoon. You can watch live coverage of that news conference right at the IndyChannel.com and also on the RTV6 Facebook page. And Washington Township Schools says the recent increase in coronavirus cases here in Marion County influenced their decision to offer only online classes to start their school year. Here are the newest numbers on COVID-19 out from the state health department. The good news is the daily cases have been down for the last 2 days now, and only 2 new coronavirus deaths were reported. That is the lowest number of new deaths reported since mid-March. However, the state also says the number of patients being treated for COVID-19 in the hospital is on the rise. That number is now at 764 statewide. Masks are now mandatory in another Indiana city. Moments ago, the mayor of West Lafayette signed an emergency order requiring people who are out in public within the city limits to wear a mask. There are a few exemptions to the order, including those who cannot wear a mask due to medical conditions. This order also takes effect immediately. We'll have more on that executive order right now at the IndyChannel.com. More breaking news this midday, just hours before the first federal execution in 17 years was scheduled to take place out in Terre Haute. A judge ordered a new delay in all federal executions. Today, a judge out in Washington, D.C. ruled that all executions by the federal government should be on hold until she hears arguments in a lawsuit over lethal injection drugs used by the government. That means unless her injunction is overturned, Daniel Lewis Lee will not be put to death today at the Federal Correction Institution in Terre Haute. Lee's execution had previously been halted by a judge here in Indianapolis, but a federal appeals court had overruled that hearing. And the AP is also reporting that the Trump administration plans to immediately appeal this latest delay. We will continue to follow this story and have your latest for you at the IndyChannel.com throughout the day. It is time to take a check of our Monday forecast. And Todd, I'm looking forward to getting home and getting outside because today is one more really nice day that we have. After some hot weather, we have more hot weather on the way.
Yeah, you know, I encourage you to do exactly what you said you're going to do, Lauren, and everybody else. Take advantage of this nice day with the lower humidity. Look at these temperatures. Remember this time last week, we were almost to 90 degrees already in some locations. A real comfortable air mass is in place. We're at 78 right now in Indianapolis. 79 is the current temperature in Bloomington. Lafayette coming in at 80 degrees to go along. We just have a few fair weather clouds out there, and these clouds will not produce any showers throughout the day today. So we are going to be in really nice shape going forward. Not only do we have the sunshine, you notice no haze there as you look across the horizon. That's because the humidity today is very, very low. So as we work our way into the afternoon hours, skies will be mostly sunny. Temperatures will continue to climb up into the low to mid 80s, 84, 85 for our high temperature by 4 p.m. And then this evening, it should be absolutely terrific. Temperatures will fall back down into the 70s as the sun starts to set. And that's going to set us up for that nice evening, which you will be able to see the International Space Station fly over later on tonight. I'll have the details for that, Lauren, coming up in just a few minutes.
Todd, thank you. More now on COVID-19 and its impact on schools. Tonight, Indianapolis Public Schools will host a virtual town hall on its back-to-school plan with families and community members. If you'd like to join, you do need to register for the Zoom event ahead of time. Space is limited to 5,000 participants. That meeting starts at 6:30, and it will also be live streamed on the IPS Facebook page. IPS Superintendent Alicia Johnson and the school district leaders will be available for questions. Marion County Public Health Department Director Dr. Virginia Kane will also be part of that event. On Friday, IPS announced that classes will resume in person and online through August 3rd. At school, students and teachers will have to wear masks. Students will get one free mask from their school, and they'll get mask breaks during the day. Families wanting to use the remote learning option need to fill out an application by this Friday, July 17th. Despite the increase in COVID-19 cases, the Trump administration continues to push for children to be able to return back to the classrooms ahead of the fall semester. ABC's Andrew Dimmert tells us that many health experts are saying that that could be a mistake.
In the backdrop of all the devastation caused by the pandemic, from rising hospitalizations, surges in cases and deaths, and healthcare systems reaching the breaking point, is a call for schools to reopen in the fall.
I want to just say get open in the fall. We want your schools open.
Education Secretary Betsy DeVos downplaying the risks of the virus, telling CNN Sunday kids going back to school should be the rule, not the exception.
There is nothing in the data that would suggest that kids being back in school is dangerous to them.
Data from the COVID tracking project would suggest otherwise. The U.S. set new records last week for new infections in the country, and Florida just shattered the record for the highest daily increase of any state since the pandemic began, with 15,300 new cases, easily surpassing earlier single-day case numbers set by California and New York. Miami Mayor Francis Suarez sidestepping the question if kids will be back in the classroom when fall rolls around.
I have no idea whether they're going to be back in school, yes or no. I mean, our superintendent is the one that runs our school systems, and he has indicated that he's not going to put our children at risk.
In Texas, another hotspot, Houston school district leaders will announce their in-class education plans this week. The mayor says he wants children to return, but only if cases and hospitalizations drop.
You don't send kids back to school when there's a raging fire and the fire is still burning in August. Put the doggone fire out in July.
Again, the education secretary not providing much in the way of pandemic protocol or how to keep kids and teachers safe.
To say not what we can't do, but what we're going to do and what we can do. We're a country of action. We're a country of doers.
The mixed messaging also reaching the depths of the Oval Office. A leaked White House memo, first reported by the Washington Post, shows a series of comments made by the Trump administration towards Dr. Anthony Fauci in an effort to damage his reputation. Sources say Dr. Fauci is often referred to within the administration as Dr. Gloom and Doom. Andrew Dimber, ABC News, Washington.
Well, you may have seen them on social media. They are cards you can print out that supposedly exempt you from wearing a mask where they're mandatory. Tim Maniscalco with the Better Business Bureau says you shouldn't trust those cards.
Yeah, this was actually a notice that the Department of Justice put out, and we want everybody to know that there is this supposed agency, I think they're called the Freedom to Breathe Agency. They are supposedly with the federal government, and they're sending out these cards that say you're exempt from wearing a mask. This is just a big hoax. It is not real. There is no agency like that. And both the BBB and the federal government want you to know that if you get one of these cards, they're fake. If someone would present one of these cards to you in a business or some other sort of public setting, they aren't real. Ignore it. There's no such agency and there's no such exemption out there. Supposedly they are citing the Americans with Disabilities Act. So it's just a hoax that someone is trying to put on out there. And I think we all realize now that, if you're going to be out in public and if you're going to be interacting with others, it's a good idea to wear your mask. So please always wear your mask.
All right, Tim, thank you. And you can find more information on the mask exemption hoax right now by going to bbb.org. Well, the nickname has been criticized for years, but now an NFL team finally buckles to pressure to drop it. Next, the latest on what Washington's NFL team could soon be called. We'll tell you that story coming up. Todd.
And Lauren, a beautiful day in progress here across central Indiana. In fact, it's near perfect for the middle of summer. The humidity is low. The sun is shining. No threat of rain in the forecast today, and we're sitting in the 70s. But there is warmer air off to our west. We do get back into the 90s by the end of the week, and the humidity, that returns as well. We'll talk all about it coming up in your Storm Team 6 forecast when the news at noon continues right here on RTV6.
Best of Best tonight on ABC.
Welcome back. After almost 9 decades, an iconic nickname, but one that's also considered to be racist, is going away. ABC's Rachel Scott says the Washington, D.C.'s NFL team confirmed this morning that the Redskins will be no more.
The team officially announcing they are getting rid of the name and the logo, but many say this team has been behind the times. They were the last NFL team to integrate. They have held on to this controversial name, widely seen as racist, for 87 years. The team's owner previously said he would never change the name, saying it actually honored Native Americans, now buckling under pressure after corporate sponsors and backers came out and demanded for change. Nike and Amazon stopped selling the team's merchandise online. FedEx, which owns the naming rights to the team's stadium behind me, also driving that change. Now, sources tell our ESPN that the team is expected to keep its colors but lose all Native American imagery. And of course, lots of speculation on what that new name could be. Some even suggesting the Red Tails in honor of the Tuskegee Airmen. Rachel Scott, ABC News, Landover, Maryland.
Well, we've told you that business owners have been complaining about the conditions near the city market here downtown. Next, those who advocate for the homeless say some of the complaints are impacting people who are simply looking for help. We'll have that story coming up. Plus, let's take a live look outside right now. Some puffy white clouds over the Circle City. Todd Clausen will have our full forecast. I know he suggests you get outside this afternoon. We'll tell you why coming up.
So easy, even Petey can do it.
Welcome back. RTV6 has been reporting on the ongoing issues outside of City Market. We've told you about business owners concerned about the trash and the illegal activity. And now we're hearing from several groups who are banding together to protect those who are in need, who have recently gravitated to this area. Our Troy Washington has more on their efforts.
Because of COVID, so many parts of the housing insecure population have come downtown to be closer to the foot traffic and things like that.
And it appears that's a problem for business owners just trying to make a profit, who believe if groups stop giving out food, those in need won't stick around. These activists say their mission will stay the same.
We wanted to make sure that it was very clear that we're not going to stop feeding people. We're not going to stop reaching out to this community. And we're here to support them just like we would any other Hoosier.
They say they're disappointed with how some vendors near the marketplace sees those in need. And instead of shying away from helping, they are stepping up even more.
Providing them with food, providing them with resources. We've got HIV testing from the Damien Center and Step Up. We have the Bail Project out here providing warrant navigation and court date reminders and things like that. And Food Not Bombs, Queering ND, and Black Lives Matter are out here providing food as well.
It's absolutely important to ensure the humanization of houseless folks. So often people roll up their windows and drive past them or look away as if they'll disappear, and that's not the way to heal community or help community.
With all that's going on during the pandemic, these organizers say right now is the time to make sure everyone is taken care of, especially those who need the help. Working for you in downtown, Troy Washington, RTV6.
Troy, thank you. Business owners we've talked to downtown say regular customers have started thinking twice about coming to shop because of the mess and the crowds outside of City Market. Some say there's a perception that it's not safe, and they say it's a much bigger issue than homelessness. They say there's drug use and drug deals happening right out in the open. Let's take a turn right now to our forecast. If you are heading out the door this Monday, maybe going to grab lunch somewhere or a walk, Todd, today is a great day to do that.
Yeah, you know, you're in great shape for anything you really want to do, whether it's this afternoon or this evening, as not much is going to change except for the temperature. We're going to keep the skies mostly sunny. The humidity is going to stay pretty steady throughout the remainder of the day. So I know our temperatures will go up another couple degrees before we start to cool off later on this evening. The live look outside right now, just a couple fair weather cumulus clouds, and that is just about it from downtown to the north. In any direction we would point this camera, you would see the same exact picture. And here are those temperatures, as cool as 73 at this noon hour in Richmond, as well as Columbus, 76 in Martinsville, Tipton, as well as Peru, 76 in Greencastle as well. The satellite radar picture is nice and quiet anywhere you go across the area. And as we expand out, there's really not much to show you as high pressure is firmly in control for the day today. And for most of the day tomorrow, as the high starts to slip off towards the east as we get into the day tomorrow, our winds are going to turn a little more southerly than the northerly winds that we have today, and that's going to start to increase the temperature a little bit as we progress throughout the remainder of the week. But our average high this time of year is 85. That's where our high temperature should settle down. Later on this afternoon for Indy, a little cooler off to the east. Richmond only 80 today, 83 in Terre Haute. And then this evening, here are your temperatures as we progress. Sunset is at 9:13. We'll fall into the 70s already by 8 p.m. And it's another great night for sleeping as you can turn the air conditioner off and just open up the windows. Now this evening, the International Space Station is going to fly over central Indiana. You have to look quick. It's only about a 6-minute window. It starts tonight at 10:48 p.m. and it only goes till 10:54 p.m. But you have to look in the south-southwest sky and it will move across central Indiana to the east-northeast. Skies will be clear. It'll look like a bright star that's just moving very, very quick. So you should have great weather if you want to check that out. Here are those temperatures for tomorrow morning in the 50s and 60s tomorrow. As I mentioned, a couple degrees warmer with a little more of a southerly wind, but just as sunny for the day tomorrow. No threat of any rainfall. The next chance of rain does not arrive until late Wednesday as a front comes through. And this is something we'll have to keep an eye on. TrueCast isn't showing the storms to be all that strong right now, but I do think there will be the potential as we head into early Thursday morning that some strong to maybe severe storms could be possible. Those storms move out pretty quickly Thursday morning, and then after that, we'll turn our attention to the heat and humidity that is going to return. We're in the mid-90s for the weekend. The humidity comes up as well. That'll put heat index values over 100, Lauren. And as far as those storms go that you see for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, think back to last week. Just those pop-up downpours here and there during the peak heating of the day.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Well, you may be stressed out because of the COVID-19 pandemic, and so you may be thinking, what a great time to get a massage. But is it safe to get one right now? Our partners with Newsy talked to the experts to find out what's the risk.
When it comes to getting sick with COVID-19, you might be thinking about this, and we have too. Julie emailed us asking, I'd like to know what my risks are of getting COVID-19 during a massage if both are wearing masks and the room is sanitized. We asked the experts. Their take, the risk of contracting COVID-19 from getting a massage is medium.
If both the person having the massage and some person who's giving the massage are wearing masks, it should be fine. You should be able to manage that. Again, as long as your region has reached a point of stability with the decrease in cases. If you're still going up, not a great time to be doing that.
What will be important is you want to make sure that your massage therapist has some sort of a process in place to make sure that people coming in are not sick, and that they also have a way to monitor themselves that they are also not sick, because more than likely you would be in a smaller room with that massage therapist, which would put you at higher risk.
When you're talking about bringing two people together in very, very close proximity, that can have, there's risk there. If everybody's wearing a mask, it's less, but not zero. Obviously, there's with massage, there's a lot of physical contact that can lead to more transmission. So making sure that the best thing you can do is make sure you wash your hands, making sure that you wear a mask, or at least that the individual is wearing a mask, the masseuse is wearing a mask. Can help, but I would also say that would be at least a minimum risk.
If you have a question about your risk, email us a video question to what'stherisk@newsy.com.
Well, here is a live look outside back at home. Todd Clausen's going to have one final check of your forecast next. You're watching RTV6 News at Noon.
Forgettable jeweler.
All right, lots of sunshine today, near perfect midsummer day for us with a high temperature of 85 degrees. Skies will be mostly sunny, 87 tomorrow, but still dry, and the humidity is not bad tomorrow either. You start to feel it on Wednesday with a high of 90. The daytime hours Wednesday should be dry. Those storms come in late, and then into the early morning hours on Thursday. Then it's just all about the heat and humidity Friday through the weekend, Lauren, with a daily chance of those pop-up storms.
All right, Todd, thank you, and thanks for joining us and making RTV6 your choice for news. Come back here and join us for the news at 5. Have a great Monday afternoon.